Welcome, everybody. We're back once again with the RockSports Report. I'm Marcus Preciado, and once again we have in studio Darrell Stuckey. Stuck, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's great to be here again.
Like to see that big smile on your face. I know part of the reason for that smile was a great victory on Sunday, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks a lot. It was awesome. It was a great environment, too.
So I've heard that Kansas City is an incredible place to play. All the pros talk about it's a tough place to win. It's loud. The fans are excited. Share with me, kind of walk me through as a fan, walking out into Kansas City on the field. What does that feel like?
To go out there, and if you're a fan, walking through the tailgates are going to be big, overly done. The people are going to be excited throwing footballs. I mean, it's going to be a lot of red. It's a lot of red. And I say red because obviously their color's red, not because of blood, but it's definitely one of those things to where it's an amazing atmosphere to be in.
Now, kind of saw a role reversal where against Atlanta 2 weeks ago, there was 4 turnovers on your guys' behalf. This week, I believe 6 takeaways on the Chargers' behalf. Chat with us. Was there kind of a special address for that during the week because we saw a huge difference, or was it just by chance that there were 6 takeovers? Tell us about that.
I think it was just a mindset. I mean, we've always been a defense that prides ourselves in trying to make takeaways, trying to force the offense to make bad plays or just trying to find an opportunity and knock the ball out. I think it was a great start when Eric started it off with that one-handed interception he caught. I mean, he did his job to the best of his ability, and he read the quarterback perfectly and jumped right underneath that out route, and it was just an amazing start to the game. And then to put the ball back in our offense's hands with good field position is always a plus. I mean, at the end of the day, the defense might have played over 70 plays, but at the same time, it's because we kept giving our offense short field position because of turnovers. We forced fumbles, I think maybe 2 or 3, and we had 3 interceptions. And we had 1 taken back for a touchdown. So anytime your defense can do that, your offense is controlling the game and able to call the plays that they want to call and not be forced to play catch up.
I know that you're not the only guy that has a Kansas tie during that game. It's kind of a homecoming for some of you guys. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
It's funny. It kind of makes you think, like, man, does division, like, teams really, like, go back and forth with players and pass them back and forth if they want them or not? But we have the pleasure of having Gaither, which was his first game back this season. Luckily, we had him back, and it was a great opportunity for him. He played very, very well. We had DeMario Williams, who's a linebacker we acquired who was with Kansas City last year. And we had LaRon McClain, who came from Kansas City, and we also had Jackie Battle, who came from Kansas City, all players that are big assets to our victory and who played very well that game, and they actually all got a game ball.
Tell us about kind of the game ball experience. How does that work?
I think there's there's a few reasons or a few opportunities that you have to get game balls. I think one of them is just an outstanding performance that was noticed immediately. Like, for instance, an example was we had 6 turnovers on defense. Mm-hmm. Like, that could be an instance to where the coach might give the entire defense a game ball because of that circumstance. Or, for instance, DeMario, LaRon, and Jackie both played an outstanding game, and they both just came from Kansas City. So their emotions are high. They come back to the team they just left, so they got a game ball because they played well. They played very, very well.
Now, in your young career, have you received the game ball yet?
Yes, I have.
Nice.
I got the game ball for, I think it was Tennessee Special Teams game ball. So I've gotten game balls, and it's been great. It's just been awesome to be in a position to where you did everything you could for your team, and it was noticed because it was a big part of the game.
Being a homecoming, did you get a chance to do something special with some of the guys from the team, the fact that you were home and your family was there? If you did, kind of share with us what that looked like.
Yeah, we had a few guys come back with me home to my mother's house to have some dinner, have some food on Saturday, late afternoon.
Okay, what was the menu like? Because when you hear food, now I'm getting hungry. Share with me the scene. What food's there? Who's eating what? Let me hear that.
We had chicken. We had greens, green beans, yams. We had cornbread. Oh man, it was so much macaroni and cheese. Dessert menu was cheesecake and lemon cake. It was really, really good. And we also had ribs.
And gluten-free, of course. Everything was gluten-free, right?
I didn't ask any questions. I just knew it tasted really, really well.
So another exciting thing going on in your life, as we shared last week, we've been praying for Lacie. We know that your lovely wife is pregnant. But you guys revealed some news on Sunday, not only a big victory, but a big announcement. Won't you share with us, for those that haven't heard, what that announcement is?
Oh, man. Can I give you the story?
Yeah, give me the story. Give me the story.
So the amazing thing was, I'm probably more excited to talk about this than I am about the game. So we win the game, and after the game, our plan was to reveal the gender of our baby to our families. And it was a bigger turnout than we thought it was. Our families were excited to be there, so they all were there. Her brother, her father, her mother, and our sister-in-law. Her brother's wife was there too. And my mother, father, brother, sister was all there. And family, extended family, and friends were there. I think 2 players from my Pee-wee 5th grade football team were there with us, and my best friends from high school were there also. So it was like 30 people that was there after the game waiting to see this reveal. And then it was amazing the way in which we did it. We brainstormed some different ideas, and we came up with this when we handed our parents a card, both our mothers. Okay. So our mothers faced the crowd opening this card that said both their names on it. And as they're opening this card, Lacie positions herself right behind them. Okay. So
you guys thought this out, man.
When they opened the card, it said "Itza" and then in parentheses it said "Turn around." Yeah. And when they turned around, Lacie lifted up her Chargers jersey. She had one of the jersey on that she had of mine, and it said "Boy" across her stomach. It was.
And did the crowd like?
Everybody was like, oh, it was funny. Even the fans that were around, it was a pretty great moment. So it was pretty exciting for us. Now we just narrowed our name choice in half, so it's always a lot easier. But we're taking suggestions, so if anybody wants to hit me up on Twitter and let me know what they think, we're taking suggestions. We may not tell you exactly what we're going to call it until it's born or until he's born. But you see, I still have a habit of saying it, but until he's born. But it's definitely something we're excited about. It's
cool here because you guys had a great victory. I know you're excited about that, but when I mentioned that situation, how you just lit up, Darrell, and as a father, my son yesterday just turned 5. We've got 4 kids, and you're in for a great, great ride, man. You're in for blessings of a lifetime, and I'm so excited for you and Lacie and your young son that God is forming, and your life will never be the same. It's going to be great, and I'm so excited for you, man. Praise God, man. That's exciting stuff. Now, moving into this upcoming week, you face the New Orleans Saints, that we know has some San Diego ties as well. But they're 0-4 this year. I know that's surprising to most of the fans. Share with me, before we get into kind of the keys to the victory, your kind of outsider's perspective of how they can go from being this juggernaut of a team to now being 0-4. How much of coaching plays in that, in your thoughts?
I mean, from the outside looking in, it could be anything. You can look at almost anything that's changed or that may be different, or it may not be anything wrong. It may just be the NFL. Yeah. And the fact that in so many cases, in so many aspects of the game, that teams that start off 0-4 is irrelevant to the way in which they finish.
So as everybody's saying, oh, look what's going on because Peyton isn't there, that's why they're 0-4, that may or may not be the case.
Yeah, I mean, we could look at the bright side of it and just say that, hey, you know what, the Giants have been wild cards and have been 9-7 or have been like they're what 9-10 versus Philadelphia, who they just lost to the other day, and they lost to them the year they won the Super Bowl too. I mean, so it's one of those things to where this early in the NFL you can't panic yet because they're 0-4, but that either could be a turning point or it can be a knockdown. It depends on the mindset of that team. You don't know which game they're going to break out, but I know they have the weapons to do it, and I know they have the play calling and the plays to do it because we all saw what they can do in the past couple of years.
So when preparing for them, is their record kind of irrelevant for you guys?
Always. It's always irrelevant. Okay. In the NFL, no record ever matters.
That's interesting.
A team is never as great as the record shows, and is never as bad as the record shows. And that's just because, I mean, the quote itself, any given Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you seen the team you thought that had the least amount of chance show up and show out?
Well, we know it's a big game coming up, Darrell. The 3-1 Chargers. That sounds good, huh? 3-1, man.
It feels good. Yeah.
And versus the 0-4, but dangerous Saints coming up. We're excited. I know we're all going to be tuned, watching number 2-5 there, getting his game on. But before we close up, as always, man, what are some things we can be praying for you guys about?
I think for me, just being obedient. Realizing that it's greater to be obedient than it is to make sacrifice. Being obedient and being caring and being thoughtful of your spouse also is a great form of love too. So being able just to be a great example as a man to my teammates and as a role model to fans or peers or young people that look up to me, and just being able to be a light no matter how dark, no matter how dim, or no matter how of an outcast you may be or at that moment. I think just and to be a great role model for my son. So I'm definitely thinking about like the different instances. Like what would you say to him? What would you write to him? Like what would you want him to know? Like how would you want him to feel when he thinks about you, or when he thinks about himself? And I think the amazing thing about life is you don't have dominion over your kids, but you do have the ability to guide them in the way in which they should go. Yeah. And to give them to God and to lead them to God is the most amazing thing. That's the only secure mindset to live this life.
Yeah. Well, man, you left us with some great things to think about. We're excited for your season, but even more excited with what God's doing in your life. Darrell, thanks again for coming in, man, and we'll see you next week, brother.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really had fun.